one message I would take away from cricket is expect the unexpected. You can go into a match thinking you have it all and you're ready, and you can have your player score three different centuries and you can still lose. In this instance, Kohli scored a century, two back-to-back centuries, by the way. The king is back in form. And I think the greatest takeaway from this match, the thing that made me happiest, was Gaikwad taking his opportunity, taking his chances, and scoring his maiden ODI century. I think all CSK fans are happy, all Indian fans are happy, all Gaikwad fans are happy. I think all Indian fans as a whole are happy. But the problem here is that we didn't win the match. We lost. We won the first one, but just barely by making the cut. I think we beat them by 17 runs, 12, 17, somewhere in that area. It was less than 20, but it was not a lot. Just a couple of big hits and they could have taken the match. And they had a batsman still in. So what's the problem? I mean, don't get me wrong, our batting lineup is clearly performing. Just look at them last match. Wow, I can't even talk. Just look at the last match. Rohit scoring a half century, Rahul scoring a half century, Kohli with the century. Oh, but wait, let's skip forward to this match. Kohli with the back-to-back centuries. And don't forget about Ruturaj Gaikwad, who I feel like in CSK always is kind of hiding from the limelight, kind of hiding in Dhoni's shadow. But today he really stepped up and he said, hey, I'm the kind of player who deserves to be on this team. And he rose to the occasion that he was given and he scored his maiden century, which is phenomenal. So what's the problem? There are two things I want to discuss first. First off, yes, I am happy that Kohli scored a century, that Kohli's back in form, that Kohli is back in his king mindset, And yes, I am very happy that Rohit scored a half century. And I'm happy that these players are back. But the problem here is that and I'm saying this I experience this problem too, is that we Indians, not Indians, but cricket fans tend to idolize players so much to the point where they're bigger than the team or the game itself, which isn't correct. Don't get me wrong, I love Rohit and Kohli as much as the next person. In fact, I am a Rohit stan. I have grown up watching Rohit win titles for Mumbai. Rohit Sharma is just this one cricketer that I resonate with, right? I love Rohit with all my heart. And sometimes I do make the mistake where it's Rohit Kohli. But then you also have to remember that there's more to the team than just Rohit and Kohli, right? Yes, it's amazing that Kohli scored two back-to-back centuries, and I'm happy too, but that can't be our main focus. We lost this match too, and now the series is tied. And I know it's okay, whatever, it doesn't really matter who wins these series and who doesn't, but it's the idea itself, the preconception that these players are bigger than the game, which no singular player is bigger than the game itself. That's incorrect. That's one thing I won't back. And I know that's a little controversial, and I'm not saying that I don't respect Rohit or Kohli. Let's make that very clear. I respect Rohit and Kohli as players so much. I just think that we should be focusing on the team more than them scoring their back-to-back centuries. Now, if we go to Gaikwad, that's a different story. Gaikwad isn't pure idolism. Oh my God, Ruturaj Gaikwad. Mainly because Gaikwad hasn't really been given many opportunities. But what I liked was Gaikwad was given an opportunity here and he took it and he rose to the occasion. Last season with IPL, Gaikwad, finding a place for yourself on the Indian cricket team isn't easy, let's be honest. In T20, we have so many explosive, powerful batsmen in one day too, even these seniority players, Rohit and Kohli. I'm sure there's so many younger players out there who are oh my God, they're nearing 40, they've got to retire soon. And then they go off and they just play innings like this and you think, wow. And see, the question isn't even fitness or form anymore because Rohit is in good form, Kohli is in good form, and most of all, they're both in this good mental mindset, right? Kohli is back to his king mentality, King Kohli, this guy, this phenomenon, this player we loved so much. It's always great when we see that they're back in form. But there's a certain boundary that it shouldn't cross. It shouldn't cross idealism, idolism, oh my God, Rohit and Kohli and the Indian cricket team. And it's okay that we lost. This is what I don't like. It's okay that we lost because Rohit Sharma scored a half century and Kohli scored two back-to-back centuries and Rohit and Kohli are back in form. No, It's not okay that we lost. It would be great. It's an added bonus if Kohli scores a century, two back-to-back centuries, if Rohit scores a half century. That's a great added bonus. But the main goal is to win. Now let's talk about how we can win. Clearly, after that whole spiel, it's evidently clear that batting isn't our problem. We are a batting powerhouse, and we kind of always have been. Tendulkar, Sehwag, Dravid, like the list goes on and on. Okay, like if I made a video talking about the powerhouse of Indian batting, I don't think that video would ever end. Like I think I would be sitting here for hours, days, months, years, millennia even. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. But evidently, it's very evidently clear that batting isn't India's problem. So then what is? What caused us to lose this match today? And why were we, like, the last match was close. Like, the first ODI, we pulled it off, but it was a close match. So what happened? Also, really good innings by Marco Jansen, by the way. Just felt the need to, like, point that out. Like, he scored a half century off of, like, I don't remember exactly how many, but I remember he played a good innings. Also, this was, like a couple of days ago, so it is also 11 right now. But I never disappoint with videos because, I love you guys so much and I'm so committed. Anyways, before I completely, like, my brain shuts down, back to what I was saying. What is the problem? To put it simply, I mean, any cricket fan can see this, our bowling attack. Look, our bowling attack starts off strong. I mean, in that first ODI, Harshit Rana took 2 wickets in an over. Things were growing great. Arshdeep took some wickets too. Like, things were going nice. The problem is, during these middle overs, we're not able to take wickets. And then these teams with strong batting lineups, like a strong batting squad, they take advantage of that then. And that's the exact problem that happened. Like, if you look at the scorecard from the first game especially, the only reason we won was because we bowled South Africa all out. And that was a close game. Like, they were nearing our total. And even though we bowled, like, I think we lost like 5 wickets or something, I could be wrong. And they were like bowled all out, but their score was still so close to ours. I mean, credits especially to South Africa's team, because South Africa as a whole, like, they really batted as one unit. Like, they went aggressive off of the first ball attacking because they realized, like, they needed to play with that intent to win the game. Another good thing that South Africa did this game was that they held a really good partnership. Like, I was looking at the scorecard because I have school and the matches are like 1 a.m. and for some reason my parents won't let me stay up. I wonder. But I was looking at the scorecard and South Africa, like, they lost their first wicket at around 29, right? Which is like a pretty good, like, that's still, I guess, an early wicket. But then the second wicket was lost at, like, they had crossed the 100 line mark. And that's because, like, one of their openers scored a century and they had a really, really strong partnership going. And the problem here is that I feel like we take early wickets, but in those middle overs, we just don't get wickets. So then so much pressure is applied to the death overs. And we do take wickets in the death overs, but in those middle overs, like in like a 20 over span, like nothing really happens. Like, yes, wickets come, but there's such large gaps of space and like runs scored between them that they become less and less effective, if you get what I'm saying. The problem here is that we don't really have, like, India has lots of talent, infinite. But the question here is, who's going to step up and be our main bowler when Bumrah's gone, right? Like, we've seen talent from Harshit Rana, I'm forgetting everyone's names. Harshit Rana, Arshdeep, Kuldeep is also a phenomenal spinner for us. Like, we have players who can do this for us, right? It's just using them in the right circumstances. Another thing, we need to, like, these ODIs are important because it gives us the opportunity to develop future players. The 2027 ODI World Cup is not so far away. And if we're thinking on logic, we need to learn from our past mistakes. The problem that we faced in the 2023 ODI World Cup was that, I mean, think of that World Cup. We had such a successful campaign. Our batting lineup was strong. Our bowling lineup was strong. But just before the finals, we lost a key player, a key all-rounder, Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya, as everyone knows, is a unique talent. He gives you batting and bowling, which is like very, very unique. Not many all-rounders can give you that because of how strenuous fast bowling. Oh, wow, I said batting and bowling. I meant fast bowling and batting. because of how strenuous fast bowling is on your body. So Hardik Pandya is like a one of a kind. And when a player like that, like a one of a kind, gets injured, who do you put in his place? That was the problem that India faced. Wow, that rhymed. But anyways, I think we played Ishan Kishan for a bit. We played other players who were like with aggressive batting intent, but that wasn't like a proper replacement for Hardik Pandya. Now we have one. NKR, Nitish Kumar Reddy, is stepping up to be a fast bowling batting all-rounder, right? But we need to give him opportunities to do that. The problem right now is that so many players aren't getting opportunities and we aren't trying new things. And because we aren't trying new things, we don't know what's working for us, right? Like, think about this. Let me give you an example. That T20, our T20 squad, right, led by Surya, if Tilak hadn't spoken up and asked Surya, hey, you're my captain, can I bat at 3? Would we have seen like this explosive performance from Tilak Verma? Don't get me wrong, Tilak Verma is a phenomenal player. I have been backing him. Like, I have been watching Tilak Verma play since Mumbai bought him at the auction in 2022. Like, I've seen his career. That's a bit of a stretch, but I feel proud. I take some pride in that. And I've like been backing Tilak Verma, waiting for this explosive performance. And I mean, it has shown. Everyone knows Tilak Verma now. If you don't, go watch the 2025 Asia Cup finals and you'll learn. But aside from that, if Tilak Verma hadn't been given the opportunity by his captain, he wouldn't have been able to score those like 2 back-to-back centuries in that like T20 series that India had played, right? We can't expect players to perform without giving them the opportunity to do so. And when we do give players the opportunity, they need to perform on it, like Gaikwad did. And what's a little sad right now is Jaiswal has been put to the sidelines so many times. And it's not like any of us don't think he's capable. We all know damn well that Jaiswal is so capable. He literally scored a century in Perth during Border Gavaskar Trophy. Like, mission impossible. But it's just kind of like, it's hard to see Jaiswal not get opportunities because Jaiswal's spot is always taken by Gill because Gill is captain, like in the ODI format, Gill is captain. In T20, Abhishek Sharma is a more explosive opener, and right now they're playing Gill more. I have wanted to see an Abhishek Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal opening for like years now, and I still haven't seen it. And I'm going a little insane, guys. Ajit Agarkar selectors, if you're listening, like, this needs to happen. But only in T20s. Like, I don't know how I feel about Abhishek Sharma in ODIs or Test. Anyways, we need to be giving more players opportunities. That's the basis of it. If something isn't working in our bowling attack, this is the opportunity and the time that we have to try new things. Play Prasidh Krishna, give Shami another chance, play Siraj, play other players, like keep playing Washi, like give Washi better opportunities. We want to build these players and we want to build our squad because it really is about just building the big pictures. Like, yes, these series matters, but the whole, like, the sum is greater than its parts. Like, okay, I win this series, I lose this series, like, whatever. But the end, like, the big goal is becoming ODI World Cup champions. And I know every Indian fan out there, like, that's one heartbreak that, yes, like, nothing can heal is a little dramatic. Like, we got the T20, we got the Champions Trophy, but we just need to secure that ODI, like that one-day international 50 overs trophy. Like, that's one thing that we want, and that's one thing that, like, everyone wants. Like, the Indian fans, the Indian team, the staff management, BCCI, everyone. So how are we going to go about it? We're going to give players opportunities, and we're going to hope that they rise to the occasion. And if they don't, we're going to keep trying other players. But we're also going to support the players we back, Like, if a player doesn't perform now, everyone, and then you're not just going to drop them. We need to have some confidence in our players to back them, but we also need to give new players the opportunity so that they can be backed in the future. That's the basis of it. That's literally the sum of it. That's why other countries, like look at Australia. If a player isn't performing in Australia, it's not about reputation or how big the player is to the game. They are dropped, and someone else who can perform will take their place. This is the mindset that we want. This is the mindset that we want to carry. If we want to win, and if we want to win a World Cup, which we all want, we need to make this clear and we need to get ahead. We need to give people opportunities, but we also need to back players at the same time. so we can build players who we can back in the future, and they can back us by winning us games, coming in clutch, and winning us the trophy.